In this video, we're going to talk about how you can select what techniques are available in each embroidery design. And of course, that is with the Techniques tool found up here on your main toolbar at the top. And so to demonstrate this, I think I'll start with my browser and select a CMX artwork, just double click and have the software convert that into embroidery stitches. And up at the top, this is where the tool is for selecting your techniques to use in this design. And notice that there are 5 different technique categories. There's cut, embroidery, stencil, crystal, and paint. And what this is all about is notice that cut is green and embroidery is red. And if I click on cut, it'll actually turn it black. So now we have some which are black, some which are green, and some which are red. Well, black means that this technique has been turned off. It's deactivated. Green means this technique is turned on. It is activated. And red means this technique is turned on and already in use. So embroidery technique, because we already have shapes on our screen that are in embroidery stitches, is red. We could not turn that off. But stencil, paint, crystals, and cut have not been used yet, and therefore I can turn those techniques off and say OK. Now, when this will show up is if you select some piece of your design and look at the fill and outline properties. You see, right now I only have fill and outline properties that relate to the embroidery technique. However, if I come in here and turn on the crystal technique and say OK, then now on top of the fill technique options, I now have the crystal option. And same thing for outline. If I go to the outlines, I would have a crystal outline option. And so that is because I use the techniques toolbar to turn on crystals. And if you turn on paint and stencil and cut, and so therefore all techniques are turned on when I say OK and select some part of my design, all of the types of fill properties would be available. And so the using of the techniques tool can allow you to simplify the options in the properties so that they're specific to a technique that you may be focusing on. In time, as you get to know all of the options, you may like to simply leave them all on. However, if you find that having less options available better, and you know that you're working on a crystal design and you just want maybe cut and crystal turned on and you want to turn off paint and stencil, you can. Now, I can't turn off embroidery because all of those embroidery segments exist. However, if I use Control A to select all of these segments and change them to some other type of segment, so maybe I'll select them all and make them have, as an example, a red outline with no fill. And then take all those red outlines and convert them into cut technique. And now if I go to the techniques toolbar, notice that the cut technique is red, but embroidery technique is now green. And if I click it, I can now turn it off, which means the design is still on my screen, perhaps a little hard to see in the colors that I have displaying, but there it is. But the only techniques available to me are the ones that are available for the cut technique. So that is what the benefit of the techniques toolbar is and how you can use it to, declutter your workspace and the options in your properties box.